Hello traders, John at StockBookie.com. Today we're looking at NVDA, AMD, Tesla, and MU. We follow the daily, weekly, monthly time frames. We use technical analysis here at StockBookie.com. If you like these videos, go to my website, sign up, they're free, or click down here in the bottom right hand corner and subscribe to my YouTube channel. Traders, if you're looking for a new broker, check out venomtrading.com/promo/StockBookie. Best in the business, been using these guys for years. venomtrading.com, check these guys out, you won't be disappointed. Alright, daily chart, 22 million on NVIDIA, 4.63% up, or $10.24 green on the day. Great day for NVIDIA, guys. You know, buy the dip mentality is alive and well, but still not out of trouble. This sell-off here led us to this little pivot there. This is the big pivot right now, is 221.93. They did get it back above today, but it still is stuck below this trend line. This was the one we've been watching. It breached it, closed below this pivot, and popped up today. We had some nice follow-through. What I want to see on Monday is some more follow-through and a close, or somewhere close and be, you know, right around the 240 area. Above the MAs would be more sufficient. I want to see a retrace back into the 250 area. This is where we'll be writing calls or buying puts. Right now, not too much to do. If we stay in this lower range and consolidate, then this thing will be setting up to go lower. So right now, we're pretty much in just waiting right now. You know, I'm going to stick that line right there. I want to see where did that go. So that connects those lows. Yeah, I like that. So that will be the line in the sand. If that gets below this, then most likely we're going to go back down to the 204.14 and then possibly fill the gap right at 198.86 and then hit the 200 MA on the daily, which is right around 196.55. But first things first, down, sideways. We got to see more consolidation and see where this thing can possibly go. Again, if we get back above the trend line, get above the moving averages, slightly more bullish, but the big area where we have to get above would be the top of this bar right around the 250 area. Until then, this thing's still a little bit bearish, and I think there's more downside coming. So let's wait for pattern next Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, see what it gives us, and then we'll go from there. Since it's the weekly close, let's take a look at the weekly chart. Weekly chart, same thing. Fine. This is your trend line that it just barely, I mean, on this one you can see it just a little bit below it. No worries, still above the moving averages on the weekly time frame. Still okay, but a little bit weak with this downside, and now we're going sideways. So let's see if we set up in the next couple weeks, and then if the markets sell, this one will be going lower. Price target will be around 185 to this pivot at 180. If the markets really sell, then I'm looking at this gap fill down here around 146.92. Okay, that's what we're going to look at. But right now, everything's fine, guys. Everything's a market trade. Today the markets had a nice rally. What did this do? $10.24 green. Great showing today. Hats off to NVIDIA. Still won't go down. But on the daily, back below the 50 and the 20, we've been down there for a couple days. Let's see what this thing does Monday, Tuesday. Again, bulls, get above the MAs. Bears, just chop around here and then get below this trend line and start dumping. So watch for that. AMD. AMD caught a nice little bid today too, 24 cents, 2.45% up. This is the level, guys. We were talking about this one back then. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 days ago. We're saying down sideways, below the MAs, setting up for lower prices. Here's a key area. Here's a key gap fill, and then it just blasted. It didn't even stop until we got the gap fill down here, and then the almost at the low at 971. But we were telling everybody when this thing was coming in, $10 could be the number for the price target. But again, this one, guys, we'll look at it on the weekly. It shows it a little bit better. But just choppy, sloppy, great trading vehicle. This down move, sideways, nice retrace back up into this area. And once it fell and retraced back up, man, for me, we shorted at 15. I can't. This is in the middle of the range, 1250. It goes from 10 to 1550. How do you take a trade? I mean, other than good resistance it pops up into, I got to wait for higher prices to short. I got to wait for lower prices to go long. So this isn't a bad area, but man, it's been hitting the $10 975 area for a while. Boom, boom, boom. Eventually it's going to hit that door and break through and flush. I'm still looking for the 867. I love this pivot around 828. If it does make it to that, that's where I might be stepping up a little bit more. But let's go to the weekly chart, guys. We got good support here, guys, so let's see what happens. Let's see what type of a pattern it gives us. But on the weekly now, you can see the channel a little bit better. Goes down to the 10, goes up to the 1550. Goes down to the 10, up to the 1550. Goes down to the 10. This one, it was a shallower retrace to 14. Then surprise, a little bit bearish here. Once we got below, boom, right back to the bottom. If this gives out and the markets dump, we will be going to wherever this 200 MA is. Right now it's at 650. When we're at 13, 650 didn't look, 650, you're nuts. Now that we're back to 10, 650 is not too far apart, especially coming from 14 to 10 in the last couple weeks. We get 3 weeks of dumping, we'll be at that $8 level easily and possibly lower. This is great support area with the consolidations. First area will be about $8, and then somewhere in here, and that's that one pivot I was saying around the 830 area. So let's see what happens next week. If the markets catch a bid, this most likely will travel up, but it will probably be a shallower retrace leading to possible lower prices if the market sells. Just stay buoyant in these markets, guys. Keep your eyes open. Next thing you know, we're flushing, and this thing's at $6.50. And then we're going to see how this one goes to this level, and then we'll take it from there. But AMD, guys, right at the bottom of this this channel. Let's see if it holds it, like always. If it doesn't, if it cracks, then I think this could be the time we start going down to here. If it goes up, then it's going to be possibly the next time. But we're going to see how we made the high, lower high, until that breaches and gets above the 1388. It's got to recapture 1450, and then possibly higher. If it can't do that and get through these levels, then lower prices will come. But again, good support, guys. I'm not doing anything with this one. Fourth hit of the major support area, that could be the time it cracks. All right, let's get into Tesla, guys. Wow. So we were talking about this head and shoulder top for a while. Not top, but just head and shoulder pattern. I don't think I have it on here. I thought I did. So here's your left shoulder, here's your head, here's your right shoulder, and then we talked about it. Boom. Price target was 260. We hit that the other day, and we're starting to bounce. We're trying, guys. I've been talking about this area. If you watch my videos, this 250 area, 245 area for a long time, and it's finally there. So we got a pretty good up move today on, just a buy the dip mentality. Markets were green. But bad news keeps coming out. This thing's down $6.63. It was up $8. It's almost wiped off the move, some recall or something. Great reversal too. So this one could go down a little bit lower. We're gonna have to see. But once this candle once this candle produced, I knew it. We were coming lower prices, and look, we got exactly that. If we go to the weekly. Okay, weekly. The other reason why I think we can bounce, that was the level. We had the 200 MA on the weekly. We haven't hit that since October of 2000. Oh no, right here, November of 2016. That's the last time we hit, and look at that bounce we got. So this could lead to a bounce, but it's going to take a little bit of work here, and the market's going up again for this one to continue higher. This weekly close is ugly. Close below the gap fill. We did hold this little pivot area here, and we did hold the 248, 250 area. So let's give it some time. Let's see if we can bounce. If more bad news comes out, this will possibly go lower. Next level for me, gosh, 211, and then the 180 area. If the market's dumped, this gets bad news, we're going right to 180. You got the big trend line too, especially if this trend line cracks, this lower trend line, we get below this 200 MA, the selling's on, guys. If you're long in this one, just exit, wait for lower prices, and go. Who knows? 2 weeks ago was the best company ever. Today they're just throwing out all this stuff about how they're insolvent, they can't do anything, recalls. It's a joke. When we're at the highs, everything's great. Everything's great. We get to the lows, and then they just keep beating it up down here. So is that another reason to buy the dip? Possibly. So just be careful in Tesla. Next area you want to recapture is the 278.54. Get back above the old gap fill right at 285, and giddy up, guys. This thing has to start moving up. Let's go back to the daily. I just want to see, yeah, we're going to come back up. We got a gap to fill at 280. And then once the safe marker is pretty much back above the 300 area. If it could get back above 300, then it might be able to get into the moving averages again. If this thing comes straight up into these moving averages, up into this area of resistance, we will be shorting this one. So I have no position at this point. We've been shorting calls. We shorted calls here. We shorted calls here. We shorted calls here. And just killing it on this trade. And then we took off our trade when it hit this point here. That was the last time we took our short trade in shares. But lately we've been just writing calls, writing calls, writing calls, writing calls, and pretty much hit it every time. These are great. They blow up, we play to decay, and get the heck out. So right now, if this continues sideways, down in this area, 20 MA will curl in the price, and that could possibly send this one lower. So the bottom line is, on Monday, Tuesday, we got to get back to gap fill and start making a march here. If the markets go red, this one will be going down, unfortunately. So watch for that. Weekly chart, like I said, another great trading vehicle, guys. Look at this. 390, 300, 390, 300, 360, 300, 360, 250. I mean, that's a 100-point drop. Man, and they all laughed at me. When this thing ran from here to like 320, 325, I was telling everyone right here, take some profits, take some profits. It went up. Everyone was, oh, bookie, you're wrong, you're wrong. This thing ran up, and then it came right back down, went up, right back down. So if you would have taken profits here right around 323, you could have been buying back here at 250. So yeah, you would have watched it go up and down, probably chase it up, get smashed, chase it up, get smashed. Could have just sat out. Could have been trading other stocks while this thing's just going up and down, up and down. But we're back here. Let's see what it gives us next week and on the weekly close, and then we'll take it from there with Tesla. But again, you know, you got the Tesla bulls. They just buy the dip. They don't care. They just keep buying the dips, guys. It's going to go higher. So, and this time, guys, it just kept going lower. So you got some margin calls down here too, probably. So let this thing shake out for another day or two. And let's see if we can get some buy the dip mentality. So, and then MU, guys, MU, this thing's trying to hang on, guys. Weekly, two big red weekly candles, closes below the gap fill and below the last weekly candle. That is bearish. Let's wait for the setup here. If we start going sideways on the weekly, this will curl up into price, and I think this is for the next leg down, guys. So be careful with MU, especially if you're long. Everyone was laughing at me. Oh, you told everyone to go short, da 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 da. No, we wrote calls. They came in, came up, we got paid. So our shorts, we're almost covering our short. It was from, I think, 57. So we're out of the money a little bit on this. Our short calls paid us, and now our short shares are about to pay us as well. We did close below the gap fill right. Oh no, we did close right on top of it. So that's okay. But remember, inside bar, bearish pattern, down, sideways, another inside bar, bearish pattern. If we retrace, you got to get back above the 20 MA and the, what is that, the 382 retrace from this high pivot to that low pivot. That's that Fibonacci with all the numbers right here. I have a bigger Fibonacci going from bigger levels, but right now we got to retrace and get back above the 618 and then possible higher prices. If we consolidate just like every other chart in the lower end of this move, then we're setting up for lower prices. I still think we could go to 48. Excuse me, and then ultimately fill this gap down here at 44. Markets dump, we'll be back to 40 bucks or this low. This move right here was a bunch of crap, to be quite honest with you guys, and it's going to go straight up and retrace straight back down. So markets dump, this will dump. Markets stay buoyant, this will float up, but when the markets start to sell again, good night for that one. Let's go back to the weekly. Oh, we got monthly charts too. This is the monthly close as well, so I'll do some other chart. I'll probably do monthly charts on the over the weekend on a couple of these. So, but weekly chart, weak, big red candle, and follow through. Volume was a little bit lighter, but let's see if this thing can hold up. We got the retrace. Yeah, we're trying to hold the 618 here. Let's see what we hold into next week's weekly close. Right now, if we start going sideways, then I think we're setting up for lower prices. If we end up going down with the markets, next big area is the 46.32 on the weekly chart, though. I mean, this one had a pretty good showing for the rally we had today. But man, all this stuff after hours, everything's down. It's crazy. I think Netflix is up a little bit, Facebook's up a little bit, Amazon's down a little bit, and Tesla's just getting smoked. Google's down a couple bucks. But interesting market today, guys. You know, going into the 3-day weekend, the holiday, they had to get some rally to make everybody feel good and get out there and buy stuff. So, but MU, guys, you know, not bad. And then, of course, you have the $50 area where it almost broke out, came back in, retraced. Inside bar, this was a great bearish setup, and then boom, popped up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 weeks on news, I think an upgrade or something. I don't even know anymore, or AI, something like that. It's not NVIDIA, but it's MU, you know. So let's see if this one starts to fall. If it does, look for these areas of support. It starts cracking those. I still think we could come back to 40 bucks when it's all said and done. And the markets, the SPY, the IWM, that's all selling too. So keep an eye on the overall markets. That's going to be a big signal for if these are going up or down. And keep an eye on these stocks as well. Watch volume trends and all that good stuff, guys. All right, that's it for this one. And remember, if you're not a member at StockBookie.com, sign up. These videos are free. And/or click down here in the bottom right-hand corner, subscribe to my YouTube channel. Don't forget to like the video, and don't forget to check out VenomTrading.com. Those guys are the best in the business. Check them out. You won't be disappointed, guys. All right, that's it for today. Thanks for stopping by. God bless. See you on the charts.